Well, my friends, this video is an afterthought video. I was in the process of making a tripod to hold a large pot of water over my little brazier because it's not big enough and heavy enough to set the pot on top of proper. Now, I've already cut the trees down, but as an afterthought, I thought I'd bring you along and show you what I was picking and why I chose it. So let me be up here and turn you around here. Okay. There are the two trees that I've cut down so far. And any of you who know your tree species, you'll see the leaves, the underside. But these are a poplar. These are considered basically a trash tree. I mean, I could have picked any number of species. I've got oak and maple and, well, you get the point. I could have chosen species that are harder woods and would hold up longer and better. But what did I pick? I picked poplar, a relatively fast-growing trash tree that only has one industrial use, paper. But the fact is, these two saplings that I've cut and that third one that I'm going to take right there, they've probably sprouted up in the last 3 years, and they're over 25 feet tall in 3 years, maybe 4, as opposed to that oak sapling right here. That's probably 5 or 6 years growth just to get that far. A very slow growing tree versus a very fast growing tree. Now, as I say, poplar is in general a trash species, and it has only one redeeming value in industry, and that's in the paper industry. For, oh, how do I want to say this? Fancy writing paper for the ladies. Besides that, it has absolutely zero use. It isn't even good firewood. Oh, it will burn when it's dead standing. Don't misunderstand me. But it is softwood. It is not good firewood. For the purpose I'm cutting these few saplings, excellent use. Because it's strong enough to hold up a few gallons in a pot. And it might bend a little bit while it's still green. But as it seasons and dries, it'll get stiff. It will do a fine job. Unfortunately, there are no dead standings for me to cut of that species. I noticed something else just now. Let me turn you around here. You see those really big leaves on that tree? Unless I miss my guess, those really big leaves that are lit up there, that would be basswood. Yeah. There's quite a mix of trees in this campsite of mine. I've got basswood, I've got birch, I've got white pine, I've got, what is that, a spruce over there? Another white pine, a very large spruce right there. Yeah, well. I've also got, like I said, the oaks and maples. I've got some birch. Oh, by the way, for those of you who did not catch the clue the other day in that video, I said root beer wood. Well, we're talking about black birch. My favorite wood to carve on because of the scent. Not because it's good carving wood. Well, it's good for carving on, but it's not like making a kuksa out of birch. White birch is, as far as I know, the best for making kuksa, but I don't have any of that in here. But I digress. Now I got to get back to limbing out these poplars and get them over there and turn them into a tripod. We'll bring you back later and show you what I made. By the way, from my friend who said something about you shouldn't use a knife to cut wood. friend the troll. I'm not going to bother saying his name again. I just want him to see proper knife to handle lemon, to handle chopping wood. With the greatest of ease. When I tell you troll, I mean that. That's just what you are, a troll. A proper woodsman knows that a well-used knife in the hand of somebody who knows how can do the same job as an axe on small wood. Just as effectively as an axe. The thing is, you got to know what to chop with it and when, and what not to chop with it. Because things like this, softwoods, are easily cut with a knife. It's a skill you have to own. Oh, don't mind the bandage. That did not come from a knife. In my camp, in the road over there was a very deep hole, and it pulled the exhaust system right off my vehicle. And so I took some more of that construction debris I was telling you about, one piece of which happened to be a busted toilet, porcelain. I took my big hammer to it and I was busting it up. Figured I'd use that for filler in the bottom of the hole, and then use my misery stick, aka my shovel, and shovel some dirt over the top of it. Well, the first time I hit it with my blacksmithing hammer, a hunk of the porcelain came flying off and hit my finger and cut it. So I administered a little first aid. The point is simple. It wasn't mishandling of a blade, as the troll is likely to try and say. And you know what? I really don't care what he has to say, because he is, and always will be, as far as I'm concerned, a felon who's not yet been prosecuted. And I'm not going to get into that deal. I've already said it many times why I think he's a felon. Told a great many people why he's a felon. And but he's going to get away with it as far as John Law is concerned, because June the 20th has come and gone, and they have failed to make an arrest. So now that leaves me with only one option: drag his ass to court, sue him. And without any concrete evidence, that ain't going to get me anywhere. So I think I'm just going to let him think about this. Revenge is a dish best served ice cold. And some of you may recognize that quote from a TV movie. Yes, I saw it there too, but that's not where I get it from. I'm actually quoting a polar explorer who said the same thing. And it don't get any colder than Arctic cold. And I will be serving some of that revenge up to him one of these days. So, if he's smart, he's going to get the hell out of Dodge. Dig a hole, crawl in, and pull it in after him, unless he wants me on his trail. Because that's what's coming next. Peace out. And like that, water over my brazier, hanging from a tripod, tied with simple cordage, not bank line, and a piece of chain. And voila, because that brazier is not strong enough to hold that pot full of water. But I need that pot full of water brought to a boil so I can wash laundry, wash my body, etc., ad infinitum. But, like I said, I want to keep my fire off of the ground. Yes, I just knocked over and spilled my jar of sugar. I'm very pissed off. Maybe I can salvage some of it, but some of it, well, the ants are going to have a ball, ain't they just? Oh, God, I hope I didn't break that oil lamp. Oh, I got to go. Okay, I told you I cut my finger. I've taken that bigger bandage off now, about an hour after it happened. You can see where it got cut right there. Now we're going to show you smaller bandaging. See, here's the smaller pad that's going to replace that big one. And it's going to go right here like that, so to speak. There, just about like that. Then, I got a piece of tape here to tape it in place. Snap, crackle, pop goes my fire under my new tripod. Before I came back in here to deal with this, now it looks like a clean, neat bandage. Before I was just trying to stop the bleeding. Now I've stopped the bleeding, and now I put a little, oh, by the way, in case you didn't notice, on that little pad was some triple antibiotic ointment. And all of my supplies are in this try bag. One that I picked up from a flea market. I don't know what the liter size on this is. I think it's about a 10 or 15 liter, something thereabouts. And it's in, let me turn you around so I can see that I'm getting it on here. Embark. That's the brand on it. I don't know anything more about it than that. I have two of them. That black one and a little purple one about the same size. Bought them at the same place. $1 a piece at a flea market. I've had them a long time, and that's what they've always been since I've had them. I want to keep my first aid stuff dry. And that's what's in them, first aid. Now, the purple one contains more medicinal type first aid. And the black one carries bandaging first aid. You know, boo-boo kit stuff. But that was the whole point of it. They were boo-boo kits. Larger boo-boo kits. Being retired from nursing, of course, I'm going to have a bigger boo-boo kit than most people. Well, peace out.
By the way, don't forget to